Alright, you guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we're talking about SMGs, the PDWs of Phantom Forces. What, in my opinion, is the best? Which ones are the worst? Now, just like the last list, the middle weapons are, well, they're just kind of placed there because it's very difficult to rank every single gun. It really is. So, also, just like the last video, this is personal opinion. So, if you want to go cry about it in the comments, go right ahead. I really don't care. So, coming in at the last place in the 23rd spot, we have the Mac 10. Now, I have my reasons for this. Alright, first of all, yes, it's very powerful in CQC. Alright, high recoil, high fire rate. You cannot use this thing at range whatsoever. If, you know, all the other SMGs, besides maybe the Colt SMG, all the other SMGs can be used at range. Except for the Colt SMG. Yeah, that's about it. So, I mean, on Metro, yeah, use this. It'll be nice. But you'll get beat by M231s. You'll get beat by Vectors. You'll get beat by so many other guns will beat this in CQC. It's not even funny. So, with that out of the way, let's go to our next gun, which is the Foul Parashorty. It's again, just like the Mac, it has horrible recoil. This thing is... it has a battle rifle variant. Just go use that instead. The normal Foul is way better. The Foul 50 is way better than this. Because, you know, you have to have attachments for these to be good. And getting kills with this stock is very difficult because of the recoil. You know, can't shoot very far at all. So, with that being said, let's move on to the 21st spot, which is the P90. Now, this one's down here for... It's very weak. You see, yeah, it has a nice fire rate, but it's weak. Alright, this thing... it doesn't do much compared to any of the other guns. Like, all the MP5s just top this easily. I mean, it's weak. It doesn't do anything. I mean, yeah, sure, if there's a bunch of guys, the 50 round mag is really handy, don't get me wrong, but it's just not good after that. Like, really. So, next up we have Colt SMG. This is a poor man's M231, is what this is. You cannot use this at range, just like M231. It's great CQC, and that's just about it. Similar to the Mac, its recoil kills this gun to be useful at all. Like, I know the M231 I had placed up really high because M231 is very fun to use. This isn't. Colt SMG is not that fun to use. I mean, yeah, sure, you'll see me use it every now and then, but it's nothing special at all. So coming in at the 19th spot, we have the MP5K. Now this is a nice gun. Don't get me wrong, this gun's good. Okay. You know, it's unlocked rank 0, but it's really not good at anything. It's great. I mean, it's good at everything, but it's not great at anything. Alright, it'll get beat medium range by most guns. It'll get beat CQC by most guns. But it's just a gun that won't let you down, is what it is. Which is why it's placed so much lower on this list. It's very similar to how the AK-12 was on my AR list. So, next up is the G36C. Okay, so this gun. The stylists really killed this gun when they added in the 36K. I don't understand the reason behind the 36K. but it killed this gun. It really did. This gun is weaker than the 36. I think it might have less recoil than the 36, but still, it's anybody who's skilled with the 36. You know, if you put a player with the 36C against a player with the 36 and they're both really skilled, the 36 is going to come out on top. So next up we have the M3A1. This thing is an animal if you know how to use it. Personally, I don't really like it. Alright, I prefer a lot of faster firing SMGs over this. But if you're good, I mean, 48 damage, that is ridiculous. 2 shots head CQC, it's an animal. If you're that kind of person, if you like to play patiently, if you like to, you know, take time and aim at the head, it's a nice gun. But for me, don't really like it. And next up is the PPSH-41. I know I was talking about how I like high fire rate guns. This one's weak compared to all the other high fire rate guns. I understand it has 70 bullets in a mag, but it's kind of weak. I don't like that about it. But if they made it any stronger, it'd be absolutely broken. So please, it's actually pretty balanced, I would say. Next up, we have the L2A3. This gun, similar story with the M3A1. I used to like this gun quite a bit, and then I found that the MP5s are pretty good, and then the Krinkenov exists, and then I found about the MP7 and the Chris Factor, and yeah, I don't like the slower firing SMGs. Don't get me wrong, it is powerful, and its accuracy is insane, and it has no recoil pretty much, but it's not enjoyable to me, let's just say the least. And I can use it, but it's not, you know. And then the next gun is on the same page as these as well. It's the MP40. This gun is the same boat as the L2A3 and the M3A1. It's slow. Actually, I think this is an L2A3 with more recoil and a lower damage range, in terms of like less damage at range. This is fun. This gun's fun to use. However, there's just better SMGs than it. Just put it that way. It's enjoyable, but it's slow. So all the faster firing SMGs will beat this one. And next up, we have MP5/10. This one, quite frankly, I don't know why it exists. It's just a mash between. But it has higher damage than the MP10, but it has the fire rate of the MP5 and the recoil of the MP10, but worse. So, like, think of it as like the AK-47 against the 12 and the 74. That's basically what this is. So, next up, we have the UMP-45. This gun, it's strong. Don't get me wrong, this gun is fun, it is strong to use, but it's slower firing. Again, I kind of dislike the slower firing guns. It's just kind of how it is. It's not bad. In any ways, though, not bad. I'm pretty sure it has a conversion as well. It's pretty good. Let me look here. Yeah, the 40 Smith & Wesson conversion is pretty good on this. Increases fire rate, increases damage range, lowers damage. But that increased fire rate and lower damage, you know, that feels more like an SMG. This one, you know, 25 bullets in the mag. But it's a handy gun to have. Next up is the Uzi. So I was originally gonna put this really low in the list, and then I decided, hey, I'm gonna actually try it and use it, and it's just like the UMP, except I find it more enjoyable to use. Okay, it is literally a UMP with lower damage and I guess better hip accuracy, but I find it more fun than the UMP to use. So that's why it's placed above the UMP. And like I said, I was gonna put this really low until I started using it. I was like, hey, this is actually not too bad at all. Next up is the Tommy gun. This gun, it's fun. Okay, this has a very good joy factor to it, but it's not the best SMG at all. It's far from it. The only reason why I got this high up is because it has the 50 round drum and you feel like a mafia boss. All right, it's pretty cool. Okay, but that's it. All right. Next up is the MP5. Now I know this, barely cracked top 10, ninth. This gun is great at everything, but I just find some of these other SMGs that are above it a lot more fun to use. And some of them are just straight up better, in my opinion. So, coming in next up is MP5 SD. It's literally just an MP5 with less recoil and suppressed. And the suppressor doesn't even... It doesn't affect the damage on it. It affects the damage range. You can put long barrel on that and fix that, just like that. So that's why the MP5 SD is higher than the MP5, alright? And next up is the MP10. Let's look here, right here. It's powerful, okay? It's higher fire rate than the MP5, lower damage. It feels a lot more like an SMG. It's a lot more fun to me to use. It also comes with a flashlight, which is cool. Like, it doesn't take up your underbarrel slot at all. It does look a little funky. Like, whatever. It's fun to use, alright? And almost getting the top 5 is the X95 SMG. Okay. I don't know what they were thinking with the X95 series. I would rather have just had the TAR with a bunch of conversions. I don't see the purpose of adding the X95 SMG. I don't know. But saying that, it is very useful. High fire rate, has a nice damage. Its lower damage is not as good, but its accuracy kind of hovers, which is why it did not get into the top 5. Alright, that's why it fell short. And coming in at the top 5, we're in the top 5 now, is the Krinkenov. Alright, this is one of the newer guns. It's fun, alright. It has, almost the same fire rate as the X95. Slightly slower. But it has less recoil. And it has more damage. Which, okay. But it's a lot more fun to use. I like the sound of it. It's enjoyable. And its reload is pretty quick as well. But coming up in the 4th place spot is the PP Bison. Alright, this thing, it's not the greatest SMG, alright? It's slower firing, higher damage. However, why do I have the 9 conversion? However, I will say, this thing's fun to use. It's a joy to use. Right? It's a weirder gun. It's a little bit more different style gun than some of the other guns we have. And that's why it's placed so high up. Coming in at the 3rd spot in this... Okay, these top 3 was a little bit difficult to place. Thank you. AUG A3 Para. This is the 3rd place spot. Alright, once again, accuracy. AUG's accuracy is insane, and the reload time on this is nuts. Okay, let me look for this reload time here. Reload time, 2.3 seconds, empties 3.1. It's fast. Like, oh, I can't. I was just gonna hop into the game and show you. But, it's a lot faster than the majority of the SMGs. Alright. But it's a little slower than these next two. Alright. A little bit slower than the next two. Coming in second place, we have the MP7. Alright. This gun is a poor man's Vector. It's rank 9, which is absurd that it's a rank 9 gun. Because this thing shreds, okay? This thing straight slaps people in the face. Alright. If you look back in an old series that I used to do, those Smurf series, I have a video on the MP7 where I got kicked from a server using this thing. It's toward the end of the video, but it's still pretty funny. Alright. And as you guys could probably have guessed, coming into the top spot, it's Chris Vector. Alright, I love this gun. I've always liked the Chris Vector, so there might be a little bit of bias there in that sense. But it's just an insane gun. Alright, this thing lasers people. Alright, lasers people. It has very nice fire rate and a pretty good damage. And I think that damage can increase if I take 9 mil off. Yeah, it does. But the recoil sort of drops, which isn't a big deal. But I could put like plus P on this, and I don't understand the point in that. Or the special. But special actually, hold up. Special has more damage, longer damage range, and the accuracy is better. I'll have to test that out. But that has been the list of all the SMGs in the game, from worst to best. Alright, once again, this is my opinion. If you want to go cry about it in the comments, you can. I know there's going to be a lot of MAC 10 people out there that are going to say that, yeah, I can already see that. And so anyways guys, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you.